Hey, what's going on?
I thought we were going to sit and smoke, but we didn't.
Yeah. Because you guys' names are all going down in history, and you know it. So.
My name's already in the history books.
What's going on? I'm Just Drew Bednars. Basically, this is the overview of what Infinity United is, what it's about, what it offers Americans today. Again, my name is Just Drew. That means not Andrew. It's Just Drew. And pretty much this message is to basically say, I'd like to just say a few things. My name is Just Drew Bednars. That is Just Drew Bednars. A lot of people call me Just Drew. But pretty much I'm here with one very important message. And it is the message, and it comes from above. It comes from above. And it comes from the heavens, really. And I have been called upon by my understanding of God to say something. Just like I said, like our great example was Jesus Christ. And what did he do? He didn't keep his mouth shut when he saw darkness. He didn't keep his mouth shut to the Jews. He didn't keep his mouth shut to Pontius Pilate. He said, I don't believe I should be here because this reason. Right? I shouldn't be in jail for a burglary because I was in the middle of expelling a demon. Okay, but no, I have a fucking... from somebody else, no doubt. And got set up in the duration of it. But people don't understand this kind of stuff unless they enter into the spiritual realm. Anyway, I'm Just Drew, and pretty much I'm not the second coming, but I can bring heaven on earth for real. So, like, if you get behind me, you will see change in your lifetime. Because it's either the whole planet comes or it dies of mismanagement. And it dies soon. A lot more people hungry. A lot more people scamming. No morality. The only way to make any money is to TikTok. And guess what? The whole world is TikToking. Right? But only like 5% of them are getting, paid or whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the good things or the bad things. What I'm coming with is a new government. A one world government. And basically it works for people. We know now, right? We're in 2025, and we know psychology today is already, I guess I should say, coming from my most advanced allies out in 2045, the things that we will learn, up till then will learn. I, as a Messiah, can tell you, like I said, I have got to get the software from Infinity United. It's a government controlled by just 6 apps. Now what that means is that your entire life will be able to be navigated with a series of 6 apps on your phone. One Easy Register, that's your Infinity United profile. Am I being clear so far? We have a chance to bring heaven on earth. We have a community that supports family and recreation. We support independence as well as dependence. Right? Well, I guess dependence not really, because everybody's independent inside of Infinity United. But the thing is, we don't want to be. I know how to do this. I've done this before. I want to just be hanging out with somebody cool while I do this. Right? That's how we feel. Right? So, like, that's a little bit about how, like, the whole, it's like, it's not the end of time. It's the end of protection. Okay? And, like, the next firmament is going to break in 2030. And there's going to be a lot of fucking bums that made it up there coming back. This planet will die of mismanagement. It has for 48 times in a row. Earth is almost a dead planet, people. This is our chance. This is our chance to make this the Garden of Eden. Knowing everything we know and having it work for us. Okay? So we know about sin. We know about drugs. We know about, the Mexican cartels. We know about sports leagues. We know about, we have all these things already set up, right? The NFL and the NBA. And the structure. Except we're not honoring idols. That's called idolatry. When we all fucking watch the same people on the TV, right? That's an act of divination. And we don't do that in Infinity United. Okay? What we do in Infinity United is make every single person a superstar in their own communities. So a place like Atlanta. Like I said, we're gonna be, as we escalate in level in our preferred skill set, we're gonna be battling the same people who are interested in our own skill set. Okay? It's much more localized, where people, where people can get the thrill of actually being their idol. But living it, breathing it, being it. It's a society that works for the people. Not because we serve you, but because I got 2 open jobs on the job mecca. And one of them is I have a warehouse and I have to craft adventures and skills testing stuff for the next 3 months. Right? And another freaking group of people, there's 6 or 7 or 8 of them, 9 of them, 10 of them inside of this, right? That's 13 people employed for 3 months. Okay? This is a gold ranked job. Okay? We have 9 months to fill up with jobs. Okay? The creative complex creates enough creative jobs, which means you're responsible for coming up with, like I said, I own all the fucking Amazon Prime, all the Hulu, Netflix, all that stuff. They all work for Infinity United so that we can pay people to come up with commercials, like I said, and show them off. Our citizens feel proud. Everybody's life is different. And our highlights go onto our MySpace page. And pretty much everybody kind of has a sense of pride about their MySpace page, because it holds their creative works on record. It'll hold some of your highlights if you choose to go the sports route, like I said. But so today's lesson is about the sporting array. Okay? The sporting array. Okay, if anybody can see that, yeah, see, I just got my little office set up here. Like I said, so this all happened, like I said, I was just living my life, back when I was 21. my first sacrifice, I had my first sacrifice, and I remember there was this pastor, and he asked me why I was in jail, and I said, well, I tried to stop a fight among lovers, a quarrel among lovers, and I ended up taking the hit that was intended for the loved one. I was 21 years old when I did that, and I went to jail, and I said, Pastor, how could this have happened? I did it for God. I did it for what was right. Homeowners, in the future, is commonplace to start taking advantage of the homeless, because every 5 years, more and more bums get through the firmament. Okay? Anyway, as long as we, like I said, that thing is generated by power, right? The power of your emotions, right? And it's hard to like feel good, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to find a sense of belonging and shit. And most of us are just sitting at home fucking playing on our fucking goddamn phones, which is fine, but we're not doing anything with our regular lives. So like I said, so what we're talking about here is that we can stop the fucking next wave of homeless people. It'll probably be like 300 million fucking unknown fucking dimensionalites that are taking refuge here for the last fucking, 20 years before this fucking bitch is hopeless. But, so yeah, not only that, but like I got the solution. Okay, so that's the problem. I got the solution to, like, everybody here on Earth is a citizen of Earth, and also you're not leaving. Because we've got a sealed firmament, we're protected by grace, we're protected by God. Like I said, this is our planet, this is our home, and we're not going to let any foreign beings through it. And like I said, it's at a point now where people, like I said, consciousnesses, I should say, can get through it. Now, thankfully, my God is a righteous, holy man, and I'm his son, and I'm following in his footsteps, even though there's no way to talk to him. I know he's up there somewhere. But to be clear, the firmament is weak enough for consciousnesses to slip into their earthly bodies. Okay? So this is a message of the good guys. Okay? You have been saved. Jesus Christ will take you to heaven. But Just Drew brings heaven to earth. Yeah, I'm asking today. I'm going to get this wall painted. I'm just camping out in a friend's basement. So, anyway, I came to him and I explained the situation about who I am. I was like, yeah, you remember him, right? This what is it when you're two things? He's a communal friend. He was a mutual friend. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, that was the devil. How did you not see me fighting the devil? He was a reality wizard, really. A Decepticon of the worst kind. This is when after I defeated him in spiritual reality warfare, I got filled in that the end is like, you know what I'm saying? It's just bullshit. Everybody just wastes away, and fucking the only people that are left and shit. It ends in just a giant fucking party, and everybody's homeless and hungry. Because there's no hope left, or watching TV. So, but that is the truth. But basically, we still got time. It's like in its infancy. It's in its infancy right now. I wish I had my hat. Yeah, doing the long hair thing. But yeah, so 7, 8 years later, here I am. I just got framed on burglary. Fighting evil. I took that devil down though. And like I said, these guys are so good that you might not even know you're dealing with one. Um, they change the script on everything. Who knows? Like I said, Mr. B was the strongest devil on earth, and I took him out in an epic 6-month battle that ended with justice providing. And after that, I was filled in about the weakening of the firmament, and I said, well, and they said well, America is pretty much the proving grounds for the rest of the time. So like I said, it's like we all are the same there, and it's about having fun, right? Life is about having a fulfilling, fun life. Like I said, and I can get into school structure and stuff like that later. I can get into parenting structure. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get your family plant, and that is where your soul will regenerate and reincarnate at. It's so, and like I said, we're gonna stabilize population and fucking rock this bitch out so that we know that we're gonna be living on heaven on earth, as long as we. So we were talking about the sporting array. So I keep getting a little off track. I know this is my first video. I'm gonna get this wall painted tonight. I just couldn't wait to start. This has been on my mind for months. This has been going on 5 years. I'm thoroughly trained. I'm the leader of the Milky Way galaxy. That's my official title. I came up with a government that works for all types of humans. And by the way, that's all that there is in the Milky Way. Is strictly humans. It's a human galaxy. So like I said, they're all dying in similar ways. Like I said, like I said, you get 50 chances, and then we're dead. We're on our 48th try. Like I said, and then I fucking popped up. So I'm here to save the planet. Like I said, after that last firmament breaks, pretty much, they have descriptions about what the celestial world looks like and shit. But like I said, it's like what it all boils down to is natural energy. So it's like basically your feelings are energy, okay? And basically you owe it to your soul to feed it. Does that make sense? But this society that we built in America doesn't feed everybody's soul. You have to be a niche of yourself in order to make it here. And like I said, 80-90% of us will never see what's truly right about life because of the system. So the system is pretty much antiquated. However, the Constitution rolls over. Like I said, we still do a police force. We still do jury by 12 trial. But most people just admit it. Like I said, we have a policy of light everywhere. We have a full policy of light everywhere, which means Infinity United will control the drug trade, okay? And we have a pretty fun job that guys can do where we do home delivery. And if you are caught in public with drugs, you will go to jail. Okay? Now that same rule applies for Infinity House. That same rule applies for Infinity House. So like I said, we do not fucking allow people to be high in places where there are kids, in places where there are anything. And we don't want that shit leaving the house. On top of that, it doesn't matter. I was going to say something about the Poppy Lounge. That's a restriction of 2 times a week, but it's not. Okay? So I had that blanket rule, but we were starting to see some shadows. I adjusted it to 4 days a week. Whatever. Don't spend too much time there, but like I said, we do not, like I said, 80% of people on Earth are still not using. but we have shut out criminals, we have shut out crime, we have shut out darkness when we take control of what we know people like. We know people like them. We're just looking for something new to investigate. Okay? Well, guess what? Investigate this, motherfucker. I'm just kidding. But I know, that's the thing. That's the thing about Infinity United, is that we know what people like, and we give them apparatuses to like experience that still. So like for instance, I know this is kind of basically it's definitely off topic from the sporting array, but and I'm not gonna say Riddle Hunt here, because Riddle Hunt is really, really, really good. It's an apparatus to exercise our mind as well as explore the world. But Riddle Hunt is my crowning is my crowning adventure. Basically, all historic landmarks and all in all this, like I said. So it starts off with a city sign up, pretty much, you know, and like I said, all I really need is the whole world. If you sign up, you're on board. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Everybody who's inside the Timequake will come with me to the future. If you're not helping, you're not signed up, you'll be left behind. It's that simple. Alright? I need at least 60-70% of you guys to fucking do the Timequake, okay? So, it's that simple. But basically, what will happen is, like I said, I need funding, right? So I'm like working a full-time job. I'm flat broke. I have a record. I got no skills except for fighting evil. I'm good. So I'm camping out in my brother's basement. This is my new office, and it's the only place where I feel safe enough to display this message. I know it's kind of scary, but it's really not, because like you've been saved. Like I'm talking about, like there was a celestial war there's a celestial war going on between nations, and there's new peace found underneath me. Okay, so there's places where you can go to investigate. There's places you can go to fucking like I said, we got the Totalitarian Mall. We got stuff like Hotel Sneak going on. We got stuff like Riddle Hunt going on. We got here's one that you guys will love. Basically the technology defense, right? How much are we spending a year on technological defense, right? From the fucking blase over there, right? Or the fucking boo-boos might get us. So let's spend fucking $400,000 there. We get to keep all that, right? But now we play as a game, right? So the competition is 5 hacks. It's between America and Russia. You fucking hack it, you did it, you get a point. Ooh, whoop-de-doo-da-day. Power's back on, everything's good. So we like to fight. We are fighters as people. But we gotta know that, like, shit ain't serious anymore. It's one world or no world, okay? So, like, we gotta rethink how we're going about, like, exercising the things we want, right? I wish that motherfucker would. Remember this one? I wish those fucking bastards, blank country, would fuck with us. Well, guess what? Now they're gonna be lining up to do it. And they're gonna be up in their games. It's gonna be fun contests. You'll each get missions. That's fine. Like I said, we about that. That's who we are as people. But guess what? There's nothing left to fight about in the world. Free metal, I got you. I'm not upstairs, goddamn, mining fucking asteroids, you guys. Infinity United is a wealthy place, and its citizens experience heaven from the get-go. You used to have to suffer to get up there. Now we're not even going up there. We're bringing that shit here. Okay? The multiverse isn't heaven. The multiverse ain't heaven, baby. So, like I said, we want that protection. And we want fucking, like I said, it's like basically, oh, you're in heaven, okay, you're recruited for a war, get to work, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, all we want to do is protect that fucking veil, right? I already gave it to the other fucking planets. Their gods are instituting it over there. Like I said, what we need to worry about is fucking, is that. So, like I said, we're good. Really am just here for my reputation, because, like I said, I'm qualified to go up there, and I already saved everybody in pretty much all the rest of the dimensions, and like I'm like a hailed hero, for real, for real. Infinity United is my gift, and I did it all for God Most High. Okay, I'm back. Like I said, a lot of stuff to explain. Really no context to do it. Welcome to the website. This is Infinity United. My name is Drew Bednarz, but I am going to be the future planet leader. And I think that Jetruvian is a proper name. And I just want it to you just ask yourself: Is Jetruvian somebody I can get behind to represent us here on Earth? And, but until then, my name is Drew Bednarz, and I am the Son of God. It's a weird title. I don't want to claim it. You know, I didn't die on a crucifix. I just expelled like 3 demons. So, I also fought witchcraft. I also re-scripted reality and control the future. So, you better get behind this, you know, straight up. Like I said, I am a fighter. I'm not your typical white boy, as they might say, but you know, I am the bearer of your saving. So like I said, it puts me in this weird, you know, I was like joking with my buddies and shit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do the Bin Laden. You know, I was like laugh, because like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just set up in a base. Who the fuck do I tell about this? Okay, it's like, so welcome to the show. I was joking about it, and, you know, I was like, I can't do that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, if you look over here, it's like, that's like phase 1. I was like, I'll do that maybe, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, fuck that. We're doing the wall. But like I said, I'm just gonna paint it. But this is number 1. Just letting people know that God is good. And like, seriously, God is not bad. So you just have to, like I said, we just have to bring heaven on earth. Otherwise, God isn't even like basically real. So, but this is our chance. I'm the, you know, gift. You know what I'm saying? This is like our chance to, you know, get behind a loving God, where He doesn't even have to pay attention to us. You know, where the society is just fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go out there and sin. You just don't have to. We don't sin against each other. There's no need to. Anyway, like I said, this isn't about getting to heaven. It's about bringing Infinity United to Earth. So I can keep telling you about some of the different facets and aspects and things like that about it if you'd like. Like I said, I'm starting with the sports right here, and I think it's a cool place to start. Because basically it's just a Friday night. But if you want to go check the Friday night game, we'll go get a fucking hot dog or something. You know what I'm saying? We're 30-year-old. We fucking live here. This is the local fucking teams. A couple of our fucking friends are playing. Like I said, this isn't our friends' kids. Oh, those are my friends' kids are playing or whatever. No, it's like these are football game scrimmages. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 a week paid. You're vouchered for your time. You know that, you know, that's like, but you're not like in the NFL or like in college. You're just like from your fucking city. Like, that's our local. So it'd be like those boys from that city. If the Fortune 500 tower, The Fortune 500s reclaim pretty much the entire apparatus of like major affairs, okay? Because they're the only ones that are capable of instituting it, right? So basically, like I said, and then all it takes is matter of just getting it signed. Like I said, you take your ideas to these corporations, and they fucking voucher you time accredited work for creating them and submitting them. Basically, your work is not graded, but it will go out to the public. And fucking, if you're just half-assing your free creative work, then you know what I'm saying, somebody might not sign you. It's not actually like that, but that's exactly how it is. Okay, so we want people to always put their best foot forward. No stress, no pressure. We go through 7 years of training to basically know how to do everything in life. By the time our kids are 21, it starts at 15, ends at 21. All we're doing is freaking living like we're in college. Except rather than 7 hours a day of class, we have a structured 3-part day. You know, it's part-time job, independent study hall, and then you. And freaking, it's up to you to decide what to do. So, like I said, the current colleges will turn into the next high school, which is indeed a 6-year-long period of time where you get to become yourself. Okay? You get to become yourself. Be proud and stand by who you are with the ability to have tested everything. You don't have to choose when you're 18 what career path I'm going to go down and realize $50,000 later, I don't want to do this. Okay? You don't have to we don't do that, right? You just go to the fucking dormitory. Like I said, so girls and boys separate at 15. The girls will go to a dormitory, and the guys will go to infinity houses. It'll be fucking 15 to 18-year-olds, and then 18 to 21-year-olds. And then basically they go, and like I said, there might be 16 beds in this big-ass house. But they already know how to take care of themselves. So now it's, no more mom, dad, I'm fucking done with you, I know everything. Or no more fucking, I'm thugging to fucking get money for my family. Because that's what they're actually doing. It's that hard out here, people. They're thugging to get money for their family. And that's ungodly. Those families are God's people, or they should be, but they're stressed into sin. Okay? All these people I know are stressed into sin. No normal man is a sinner. But we are only responsible for the decision with the best knowledge that we had at the time. And make a reliable outcome. And for a lot of these fucking dudes, drug dealing is the answer. And for a lot of these dudes, fighting is the answer. Or for a lot of these dudes, like empowerment is the answer. Too much empowerment of a singular culture is arrogance. Okay? So, my actual prescription for all white people is 1 milligram of Klonopin. Okay? Our nervous system is simply tighter than the other races, and we feel anxiety more than them. Okay? And it's imperative to our survival and happiness that we get behind this one medication. It is called clonazepam 1 milligram. And all we need is one to start the day. It loosens the nervous system. It makes us easy to talk to. Men, white men specifically, get a prescription. It is imperative for you to be able to think. Like I said, these other races, they're not wound up so tight. So small talk and fucking jokes comes naturally to them. Okay? Now, inside of Aryans, we are, like I said, the most pure thinkers. Okay? We are considered the most pure thinkers. That's, like I said, but like, as this is happening, these other races have this mentality that they need to take something from us. When, like I said, our people are not wired that same way. We set like it started with Europe and it ended with America. With America being the place where we all get treated equally. And this is now the state of affairs in America. Is that whites cannot be themselves any longer. Okay? And I'll tell you why. It's because everybody looks to whites for answers. Okay? We built China's economy. We were helping them build themselves. We ate all this debt. Oh, I'll eat the debt and I'll have the customers for you. It's because at one point in time we saw something in them. As worldly as it may be, they were on the come up and they took initiative to fucking trade with us. On top of that, they have steel and workers. So they offered what they had and we took it. And now we're eating the bill. It's because these other colors simply do not think with an others-centered mentality. Okay? And I'm going to not talk about this issue anymore, but pretty much every fucking race in its own way stands against the white race. Stupid American, I'm taking your mortgage when you die. You know what I'm saying? Hello, can I take your company? You know what I'm saying? You guys know you're guilty of doing it. What part don't you get? I'm fucking from the future. Okay? The open, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and Russia, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this physical attack on Ukraine. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There should be no war anymore on Earth. We are civilized people. People only act a certain way when they are fucking in need. We are in need of something, right? We're not just a bunch of pissed off fucking pistacky fucking people. We're the Taliban, right? Because we need fucking houses, food, and water. And we don't know what the fuck to do about it because we were fucking raised in fucking mud houses. Okay, they're getting smarter now, but that's how the dumb ones turn out. Okay, but the Muslim Brotherhood is like breeding in our jails. And they're not they are teaching religious values, but they're also teaching inadvertently black power. Which is fine. That's awesome. Black power is awesome. But let's tone it down a notch because we're going extinct, okay? We're going extinct. That's the only reason. Like I said, you guys are fucking awesome. You guys do really good in Infinity United too. Like I said. You guys are awesome. Like I said, they're loose. They're a little bit looser. Nervous system makes them like incredible. They used to say, "Oh, that one black friend." Well, there's a lot of credibility to that. You know, just having a one black friend and shit. Like, but like, you know, what I'm saying it's like, or two. You know, one or two like out of a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? It's like that black dude is like the most special dude in the world because he thinks differently than, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's what. But we support a diverse and equal society. So everybody looks back at their high school and college years, you know, these days, today, everybody looks back at those times and remembers them, and they remember all the fun that they had. And what we do inside of our high school is we train them for the future, right? We're being, remember those conspiracy theorists? Oh, we're being trained and to be indoctrinated in schools. Quote Alex Jones, much love for the man, holy man, in before both holy man fighting the fucking righteous fight of truth telling, as well as podcasting. I did like 2 years of binge listening to him when I was like 16, and he was all like, you know what I'm saying, trying to he's a man of God that knows, you know what I'm saying. He's a man of God. That's all I gotta say. You know, Joe Rogan's got the most popular podcast going right now, and his fucking shit is so real. You know what I'm saying? From the fucking facts that you learn there to some of the controversies that you hear, There's not much, like I said, that is happening on Earth that's worth looking at, you know, that you can't get from, you know, the Joe Rogan fucking show. So, that being said, like I said, the firmament up until the year 25 is sealed to just your celestial families. Okay, in 2030, it's gonna be an open channel for any fucking dickhead in the fucking cosmos to just watch what's fucking going on in Earth. Okay, so we got like 5 years to secure the safety of Earth. Okay, that means that we'll have a protected planet, a protected firmament. We'll be safe here to raise our child. No, not even our own gods, who are basically us in a former lifetime, will be able to inherit our bodies. Not even our gods. Earth will go to what's a place called the natural world. And it is base reality. So, no, we do not live in a simulation. Everything on Earth is real. But what we know about space is for every star, there's a Goldilocks planet. On every Goldilocks planet, there's a country, men like yourself, wondering what they can do to help support their dying families. And inadvertently to that, there's tons of people who are just empty inside. There's tons of people who are defeated. There's tons of people who are seeking one male, seeking another male, because we, like I said, are inaccurate. Like I said, we are believing now that we were something we were not. We were never. We were never, like I said, like, so I was talking to my fucking dude, you know? He was like dude named Akhenaten. He was like Pharaoh King back in the beginning of this bit. He was one of the dudes that fucking started this planet. Right? And like I said, just a really fucked up time that we live in, where even spilling this truth would count against me. So I'm not gonna talk about, you know, it's like the same. So basically, his job was to teach people work ethic. Fucking Akhenaten, the goddamn god pharaoh dipshit. Just kidding. He's my friend, actually. We go way back. But that's his job, is to teach people discipline. So and like his big fucking thing is, all they have to do is stand up to me. And then they're free, right? So like what ended up happening was that he was trying to teach the fucking Hebrew people discipline by enslaving them or whatever the fuck. And then Moses came and was like, let my people go. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not how you fucking teach discipline, right? So this is like what they're doing, like back and forth, like how do we fucking teach discipline? You know? And it's like, anyway, fucking yeah, so, and there's all these, like, and that's how heroes used to be made, right? So basically that's why Jesus Christ was like the biggest hero ever, is because he fucking, like I said, fought this group of evil and that group of evil and that group of evil, and then fucking got crucified on this cross, and fucking and like still was just like, forgive them, Father, they don't know even what they're doing, right? because even when you're a qualified and signed in official, you know what I'm saying? Like like teaching people morality is way different in before civility, right? So we hit this point of like true civility in America, true civility in really in America. That's it, and we see what is happening. There's a culture war that's happening, right? And America was the practice zone, right? Let's just make everybody free, everybody exactly the same. Let's just make fucking let's just make everybody the same. And it's like here we are, like 50 years later, and blacks are like in control of everything in the country, which is fine. I have nothing against them, but I'm saying that this is a repeated trend that usually happens, and it usually ends with the blacks not being very nice slave owners after we're nearly extinct. So, like I said, it's just like I said, like I said, and like I said, God doesn't let people who don't have good intentions to the top. Meaning all the black leaders out there, you know what I'm saying, that are doing this, like that is a godly value. But if we have to ascertain it by taking from another culture, then that is no longer a good thing and a bad thing. So what we want is the best shining, and like I said, black dads are doing it really good. Black dads are doing it really good. But like I said, they also have the winning advantage kind of confidence boost. And fucking, like I said, it's just like I said, we need our white boys. I need white men to understand that you are not gay, but you are yet to become a man. Our boys take a little bit longer to develop. First, you must have fucking life experience. And you must have drive and direction. And you must have the like I said, the ability to follow through with your ideas. And that's almost impossible to do. Until we have to. So the poverty in the black community is part of this as well. Because guess what? I fucking lived poor and now I'm rich. And like I said, but like that's what's going on in America. They have like I said, I don't want to make it about this. This isn't what it's about. But like what is needed is an example of what it means to be a desirable white boy. That's what it means. Because we don't want good girls going to thugs who have stories about war, who have war stories about, you know what I'm saying, stuff that they did that are really, really good stories, right? The lives of basically somebody who is an underworld person are terribly more exciting and interesting than somebody who lives by God's code. Okay? So there's that reason as well that they're winning, right? So they're winning because they're exciting and interesting and fun, right? So another thing that we are not doing enough of is being those things, right? And it's part because we're stretched too thin. It's part because we're stretched too thin. And like I said, it's not like I said, I don't want this podcast to be white or black. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like the reality is that we don't know. Like I said, we think differently. We're two different races from the Milky Way, right? And like basically, our boys are looking at your boys, like, oh, like, yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying, because that's part of us, is that we have this like other people based appreciation, and we have this like inward facing hatred, right? So I'm not good enough, I just should take it up the ass, or I'm not good enough for that girl, or maybe I'll do it next time. That's all anxiety related, right? Boom, 1 milligram of Klonopin. Now you're an actor. You're not a fucking thinker, right? So you thinking will get you killed. All my people with anxiety have it. Like I said, even the group that the world, like I said, so doesn't matter. Basically, everybody knows. I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay, so back to Infinity United. So it's super cool, super awesome, really good way to live. We're pretty much 15 to 21. Basically, this is how your school year works. You go get into an Infinity house, and they'll teach you how to do it. Right. So you got to schedule a job. It'd be like 30 hours a week. We don't want our people fucking overstressed or stressing out from work, unless it's a more intensive focus based job, it's whatever you want. It's like they'll both be there, but it's like whatever path you go, it's like it doesn't fucking matter. But like you can dial it back and switch up anytime. But basically it just enables us to travel the world. Everybody likes to travel the world, meet and be with other cultures, meet and be with other cultures at an equal level where we can experience and show off our cultures. I might be in Rio and we have a tourist district that's 3 miles wide right now. Well, in Infinity United, all of Rio is if you want to travel to foreign countries under the Infinity United Nations, you are to pick up something like a dishwasher job. So basically, if you take some of the weight off of their back, and you get to go travel into their country for free. So we take red class jobs take precedence for overseas work. Like I said, their creative complex supports their people, so their commercials and shit will be on their fucking TVs. Okay? So, like I said, so you'll just have to pay to go experience it, and that's just by taking some weight off of their shoulders. There might be like a fucking poop farm over there or something. You know what I'm saying? You go shoveling it for 2 weeks or whatever, and they'll grant you like, yeah, you can stay here for fucking a month. It's whatever you get granted. It's up to the fucking incoming nation or the hosting nation. But I found out that it works really good. It's a really humbling experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't cost anything to travel. We're here to experience people. Like I said, whether you choose to go the football route, like I said, or the announcer, we got, like I said, like kind of we do comeback for comeback. We used to do it in jail all the time. We do it in institutions I go to. We do it in fucking, it's basically just like banter, petty banter. Debate loves it with intelligent fucking, intelligent debates. But like petty banter is just kind of like what your local radio show host does. And pretty much we get 2 teams going on for that. If you want to listen to that, while we do like a fucking football game or whatever, so you can go, you don't have to go for the football game, you can go for that announcing team that you like. And like I said, each of us just has a permanent record, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it can't be held against you, it can't be held for you, but like it's just your government provided Facebook. Like, yeah, this is all the shit I did, got credited for or whatever. By the time our people are like 30, 40, like they're like, yeah, I remember when I did this fucking for blah blah blah. And like, dude, and this is how Infinity United looks. It looks like an accumulation of people who have lived significantly different lives, sharing, experiencing, experience with each other. So no longer are we, you know what I'm saying, focused on getting into their computers so we can see where the next bomb is going, or coming up with plans to take over all the mayoralities in London. Or if we're plotting on, just setting up and scamming our way, or car theft, or sending in a wave of super qualified workers. This is an American takeover. And like I said, it's really not, I don't even give a fuck really, because neither do these other countries. Everybody's doing it for different reasons. But how it ends is the same. Okay? People look to us for answers. Okay? That's the thing. People look to us for answers. Well, they used to. Okay? But now that we're, like I said, we have, like I said, so, like, yes, we are far behind the other colors as far as population density. We are breeding at a 6 times less rate than everyone else. And pretty much that's how it's happening, is the energy that we give off is fading. It's making it weaker. Okay? It's not only hard to watch because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not going to share with you our sin, with the stuff that we deal with. But it's a lot of self-abuse and loss of self-identity. Other cultures, like I said, they get arrogant and, you know, stuff like that. You know, but everybody goes about things a little differently. But just know that you are one with your race, and you are one with your family, even more so than that, and more so than any of those things. We are one with each other. Does that make sense? Before anything else. So, again, my name is Just Drew. I've been spelling it JUSTJRW. That was after I got ascended. It was the name I chose. So actually, we have a ranking sports team upstairs called the Infinity United Juggernauts. So I guess you could say I'm a juggernaut, but the reality is that I'm the second coming. So like, however you want to get behind this to feel good about it, we got a lot of good things to put out in the communities. One of my favorite things to bring in first is bunny zones, but like I said, I hate that somebody thought of it before I did. Oh shit! Well, my first priority is to give, like I said, so like what we're thinking about things all wrong. How do we keep them out, right? How do we keep them out? How do we keep them out, right? That's how we're thinking about it when it's, why are they leaving? Well, there's no fucking rain. Right? So I'm gonna leave that right there until I get a hold of the fucking government. But once these videos get big enough, I'm gonna make some actual changes because, like I said, I already did the fucking time reality quake on a fucking different dimension. We're living in the 48th dimension. Okay? That's where we live. Everybody that hears this message. And I'm the only one that can save it. Thank you. I'm Just Drew. I come with the gift of Infinity United. And you can call yourself a juggernaut if you follow the Most High.